Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome back to the Humble Servant Homestead. So today, as I was going around and feeding the animals, and it dawned on me, it is right around that 3 months mark where I usually would come on in and prune the hoofs of my goats, guys. And so we have Hope here, which is one of our Nubian that I will be getting, and she's coming, that we will be pruning her hoofs today, guys. Now, I'm going to go over a few reasons why I have to prune these goats' hoof here inside of this pasture. Now, when I was a young man growing up back home in Jamaica, and when we had goats, it was never a thing where that we have to come on in and prune any hoofs. Simple reason why every morning we would actually get up and go tie our goats out so they can go ahead and graze. And so with them going on that journey, they're on the roads, they're on stones and all that different kind of stuff, guys. So their hoofs are able to be worked down. But because we have these goats here in the pasture where that the ground is very soft and they are constantly on it and it's soft, and their hoof grow a bit faster because there's no stone in here for them to work those hoofs down. And so today what we are here to do is to go ahead and prune the hoofs on these goats, and I want to take you all along with me here today because, hey, if one of these days that you decide to get goats, this right here is one of a key thing that you need to know how to do for your goats, because if we have really bad rain and a lot of dirt and muck is caught up inside of the hoof, it can also cause hoof rots for these goats right here, leading you into a whole nother issue. Usually we would go out and get a copper liquid and we would go ahead cut their hoof back. Sometime you even get raw meat from cutting it back, because that's what's causing the foot to hurt. And so we would have to cut that back and put a copper liquid on it that will help the hoof to heal up pretty quickly. Okay, and also depends on how bad the issue is, you would have to even dress that foot and wrap it to keep it clean, check it every day or so. But because we do regular hoof maintenance here on the homestead, we typically don't run into that issue. If sometimes it may just be a stone or a lot of dirt caught into the cavity of the hoof, and we will go ahead and clean that up and also trim the hoof, guys. Come on, son. So if you have a milk stand on hand, you could usually go ahead, take your goat, put them on the milk stand, and secure their head so that way you can go ahead and work on the foot. Sometime what we will do, I would either have my son and we'll go ahead catch the goat and we will go ahead and work on her or them that way. Or you can even get a leash around the neck of the goat, hem the goat up alongside the fence, so that way you can work on them that way as well. So today here we have two tools that we will be using. Actually, we have 4 tools. Our Father up above gave us 2 hands, guys, which I believe is one of those crucial tool that you will need, because if you don't have these tools, sometime you may not even be able to use these tools. Okay, so what I have is my knife here. One of the things you want to make sure you have a very sharp knife to cut into the hoof, to trim them back, or even this right here is a hoof shear. Okay, and so that's what we're also going to be using. Go ahead and catch Hope for me there, young man. Sit, girl. Sit. Sit. Lay down. You ain't got to do that. Just catch her. Just catch her and bring her here. Or bring her over here to the fence. Come on down this way, baby. Right here. Take your time. Take your time with her. Hold her up against the fence. And so here we have her on the fence. Now, the reason for having her on the fence, sometime she will try to go and swing her. Yeah, it's all right. Sometimes she'll go ahead and try to swing her tail or swing her backside on back that way, guys. So we put her on the fence to keep her from doing that. And Hope right here is actually, she is bred right now. So pretty soon we should be expecting some babies here on the ground. So what we're going to do right now, you may want to come on, switch sides, Babs. Come on over on this side. Come on around. Okay, so what we're going to be doing, I'm going to show you all how to use the knife first to go ahead and clean these hoofs up. All right, okay, ladies, and boys. All right, so come on in and just move them out the way. Okay, so here we have the front hoof right here. That is not too bad. This front hoof here is not too bad. As y'all can see, it is kind of starting to grow a bit. Like I say, I believe it's been right at about 3 months since we had came back on out and clean these hoofs up. Now, one of the things when you're getting ready to clean or prune the hoof on a goat, you want to be careful. Just like your fingernail, you have the fingernail that grow out, and you have what you call it, the cuticle. So you want to be careful not to cut too far down. If you're cutting your nail and you go down too far, you're going to be like, ow, because then you're in the flesh. So you want to be careful with that. It's the same with the goat. You want to be mindful not to cut down too deep. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and show you all how I go about using the knife. Now, what I'm doing right now, I am just barely taking off that top layer of hoof, okay, just like that right there. And here we have a stone that is caught in here, and that is what will sometime cause this goat to go through pain if this hoof get packed with a lot of dirt and also manure. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and clean that up. Sometime I'll use the tip of the knife, and as y'all can see, clean that cavity out, and I will just go ahead on down just like that and clean that up. All right, now if you see this hoof right here, guys, what I'm shooting for is to keep this hoof relatively flat, okay, because when that goat is walking, you want her to be comfortable on her feet. So I'm going to come on over here and prune this side on up and make it the same size as the other side. All right. Okay, and look like we had another stone, but that's not a stone. Okay, and voila. And that is it right there for that front hoof. Okay, and as y'all can see, look at that. Very nice and even, and that's what we're looking for right there. So remember, if you don't have a hoof shear, you can also use a real sharp knife to do the same exact thing. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get my shears and I'm going to grab this back leg. All right, and as y'all can see, this back leg here is somewhat of a way, needs some attention. You can see that hoof is starting to grow off to the side. That is one of the things that we don't want, because what will happen, you will have this goat start walking funny, and you can even cause some problem if you don't take care of this, from where your goat will develop hoof rot. So one of the thing is, you want to make sure that you come on in and clean this hoof on up, guys, because if not, you can run into some problems with this goat, start walking funny, and it will take some time to correct the issue. So it's best for you to go ahead, check your goat hoofs, prune them, clean them up, and keep them, keep their feet fairly well maintained, because it's just like you want to make sure you have a decent pair of shoes on your feet whenever you're walking. All right, so What we're going to do now, we're just going to go ahead and trim this hoof on up. And as y'all can see, you better watch your nose, mama. Let's clean that hoof up. Sometimes I like to make sure I get those cavities cleaned out to make sure there's no any cut or anything inside those cavities. All right. And so that one looks pretty good. I'm going to get rid of that cavity there. Just like that. And that hoof is looking really good. Now I'm going to go ahead and clean this side on up. Okay. Okay, mama, you got to watch out. Hey, what are you doing, boy? Get out of here. You're trying to get milk. You're too old for that. Okay. And so that right there is it on that back leg. And what I'm going to do, I got 2 more foot that I'm going to clean on up. And yes, I'm going to take you all along with me. There you go. Sit, sit. Okay, come on this side over here, babe.
You doing back first or front?
Yeah, we'll do the back first. All right, let's see what this back leg is looking like. Sit, sit. Good girl. All right, and as y'all can see, this back leg right here do need some attention. You can see where that hoof is starting to split from where it have growed out pretty far. So we're going to go ahead and get that taken care of, just like that. Okay. Get this cavity cleaned out. And it's not a bad cavity at all. So we'll get that cleaned out and also take off all that dead hoof right there. Just like that. And I think that is pretty good. Let's go ahead and cut this side down. And as y'all can see, what I've been talking about with it being compacted with manure, sometimes stones gets in there and it can cause, look at that. Sometimes it can cause foot problem for your goat. So that is why it is important to make sure you take care of any hoof issue with your goats. All right. And so far that is looking pretty good. I like the way how that look. If you notice how you know, nice and level and straight that is, and that is pretty much what you want. So we're going to move on up here onto the front. Okay, now the front usually is not as bad as the back, guys. I'm guessing because they have more weight on the front than the back, so they don't typically have a lot of issue up front. But either way, it's still good to go ahead and clean them on up just like that. All right, and so hey, she is finished. All right, she is finished, and you can let her go. All right, and so guys, that right there is how you go about cleaning, and I am going to also take care of Penny's hoof as well, but you all get the idea of how to take care of your goat hoofs, guys. You know, that is oftentimes some of the things that we do like to come on in and do. I even know you may have some farmers that would also cull a lot of their goats out because they said, hey, you know, the goats, the hoof of the goats, just as they don't have a good hoof. And so they will call them for that. Now I do have goats here on the homestead, guys, where that sometimes I don't really have to even touch their hoof. Sometimes they go for a whole 6 months, sometimes a year without me having to do any treatment on their hoofs. So hey, and goats like that is goats that I do want in my breed. So that way when it comes to hoof, I don't really have to come on in and trim hoofs all the time, especially as the goat herd grow, guys. You have to understand, the more goats you have, it's more attention that you're going to have to give to some of these goats. So less hoof problems or have to trim in hoof is better, okay, because that time I can use it somewhere else on the homestead. All right, but as y'all can see, I pray that y'all took something away from this video here today. I do know I did say I was going to start doing a little bit more video on the goats and showing how to rear goats and stuff like that. But time, guys, and as I'm going, you know, here and there, I may come in and drop a little video to give you all an update, and I will continue to keep on doing that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and knock out the rest of these goats hoof right here before nightfall come down on us. And I just want to say thanks to each and every one of you all out there for stopping by the Humble Servant Homestead. And as always, peace and blessings to each and every one of you all out there. Now, if you have goats on your homestead and you think that I could have done something a bit different with trimming the hoof, just go ahead and drop that comment down in the comment box down below. And hey, we will, you know, check it out and may implement that here on the homestead, guys. But don't forget also to go ahead, throw that thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe, and share these videos, guys. You know, hey, share the videos, get them on out there so someone else can learn just like you are learning as well. I know sometimes, but we'll talk. You have a blessed day. I'll catch you all in the next video. Have a blessed day. Oh, she's leaving. Penny, come here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Come here, girl. Whoop, whoop. Come here. Come here. All right. Come on, girl. Come on, Pin Pin. Hey, hey, sit, sit. Good girl. And also, guys, Penny also is pregnant, and she is actually She is actually starting to bag up. So, you know, maybe in about another 3 weeks to a month time, she'll probably be dropping her babies. Okay, and so that's why we definitely also want to go ahead and get those hoof all trimmed up, so that way she can have a great start. I don't know if y'all remember Penny, but this is her now. Very beautiful, beautiful goat.
The herd queen.
Well, is that what you call her, the herd queen? Oh, okay. But one thing I do like about Penny, guys, she holds up to her name. She is always shiny. Coat is always glossy. And hey, that is exactly what we like to see in our goats, you know, whenever they're, you know, running. But also another thing that we will do later on down, we may come on in and share with you guys how we go about administering copper bullets and stuff like that to our goats, because that is one of the things that keep them real nice and shiny, coat looking really good. Of course, it is winter time, so sometimes they do put on that extra layer of fur to stay warm, so that can sometimes take a lot of that shininess out of their coat. But Penny, she have not lose any of that. Okay, and so that is pretty much it right there, guys. I just want to say thanks again to each and every one of you all out there for stopping by the Humble Servant Homestead. Have a blessed day. You want to hold her? Come on, girl. Swing that tail around. There you go. Whoop, 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 whoop. Easy, easy.